So, hi everyone, good morning or good afternoon or good evening, depending on what time you're watching this recording. And welcome to the final webinar of this cohort of the Cisco CyberCamps, where today we'll be talking about getting your badge or badges in plural. As you hopefully know by now, my name is Elizabeth and I work at Cisco, where I lead the Cisco Networking Academy program in the UK and Ireland. And Andrew, do you want to introduce yourself quickly?
Hi, I mean, most of you know me by now. I'm the token middle-aged white male that is here as part of the program, helping do a lot of the techie stuff. Apologies for the background noise because I'm having to record this from a cafe in Newcastle upon Tyne at the moment. But that's great because you're not going to hear my voice much.
I think it shows a real life example of what working in tech with hybrid work is really like. But anyway, first point is, why are the badges good? So I think first and foremost, badges can really be a great way of showing how capable you are to other people. You know, whether that is you're applying to a college, you might be applying to an apprenticeship, or maybe even looking at going to university. If you say that you've done a course, that's absolutely fantastic. But if you say, I've done a course and I've got this badge and here's a dynamic link to it, that's something that, you know, employers in particular really look at and really value. I think as well, it shows that you're the kind of person who has gone above and beyond your studies, whether that is at school or college or university. So again, it's something that people really value when looking at your application, to show that you've gone above and beyond and invested time in learning about an important topic. And I'd say as a final point, it's a sense of achievement. You know, you've worked hard, you've done this course, you've learned something and done the assessments, and getting the badge at the end of it is really a sense of achievement to say, you know, I've completed this, and you should be proud of yourselves for doing that. Anything you wanted to add there, Andrew, or shall we move on to the next slide?
So thank you, Elizabeth. Yeah, it's also important. I mean, I'm busy in my job, sometimes looking at applications from all manner of students and professionals, and I'm always looking for the difference. You may have done your GCSEs or your A levels or your BTECs or your degrees, but what else can you show to show how clever, capable and committed you are? And digital badges are now one of those really useful tools that helps a lot of your potential employers, or even higher education or higher level education educators, look at how good you are, how clever you are, potentially how committed you are as well.
Yeah, and this is the Cisco CyberCamp, so of course it's relevant if you're wanting to or interested in going into a related career. But even if you want to go into something completely different, I think it's relevant for any industry that you're looking to move into, as cybersecurity skills are important for all individuals. But moving on to the next slide. Again, why a badge is good. So as you might have seen in the overview of the program, we are running a series of sprints. So far, we kicked off in July. We've had the warm-up sprint with the Introduction to Cybersecurity course. In total, over a long time period, we will be offering 6 sprints with 6 courses, and each of these has an individual badge. So the great thing there is that you can get your first badge with the warm-up sprint in the Introduction to Cybersecurity. And if you enjoyed that and you feel that you want to go further, then there is an opportunity to keep going on the pathway and to keep getting the badges. The second badge up on offer in the pathway will be for networking basics. And I think we'll be talking about that a little bit more in this slide deck later on.
And don't worry if you don't have time to get the badge now. The way we've designed the program is, if you need to pause because of school or college work, or you need to pause because of family commitments, you can join in any sprint at any badge, any course at any level at any time. I think I've said any enough, but the point is, it's all about building up your badges and building them up at your pace. And our ambition is, even when CyberCamp is finished, we will leave the course content available for at least 6 months afterwards. So anybody who wants to catch up can do so and can get the badges at her own pace.
and the badges don't expire either, which is great news. So on that point, with what is coming in 2024, which is just around the corner now, so far we've done the warm-up sprint, which is still on offer with Introduction to Cybersecurity. We've offered the bronze sprint, which is with the networking basics, which of course will still be available for everyone. If, as Andrew said, you haven't had time to complete those, you can still do the warm-up sprint and bronze sprint as well. But for those of you that have gone through those 2 sprints and are ready for the next challenge, we have the silver sprint, which will be following the course networking devices and initial configuration. As with the previous courses, this will be a self-paced course, of course, with the additional support like these webinars and the forums that you can access support from. And we have an estimated duration of 22 hours. Of course, we say estimated because it is self-paced, could be longer, could be shorter, really depends on how you're progressing with the course. And as I've already mentioned, you absolutely can continue with Introduction to Cybersecurity and Networking Basics. But this is just for those of you that might have done those 2 courses and you think, I'm ready for the next challenge, I'm ready for the silver sprint. Getting your badge, enjoying the special person badge there. Unfortunately, the badges don't look like that, but maybe that's something that we can consider offering. So to get the badge,
sorry, Elizabeth, to cut across you, but I thought that was a better badge than some of the other badges out there. But we're all special people, aren't we?
Absolutely, we need some physical badges to be shipped out and worn with pride. So how do you get the badge? Well, each of the courses, as I've mentioned, we're going to be offering 6 in total, starting with the Introduction to Cybersecurity. So each of these courses, at the end of the course, have an end of course assessment. Now, assessment might sound really scary, but it's absolutely not. It's self-paced. You can do it in your own time, in the comfort of your own home or wherever you might be taking the course, and you can retake it. So it's not sort of, I've done the assessment, that's it, there's no going back. So it is a very friendly, low pressure assessment. So once you get over 70% in that assessment, it will bring together all of the knowledge that you've picked up through that course. So you'll notice as you go through the course, you'll have lots of little assessments and quizzes. So it's sort of bringing that all together in one quiz. If you get over 70%, you will then be awarded your badge, which will be sent to you via email with the email that you use to log into the courses. And with that, there'll be a dynamic link. So it's hosted on a platform called Credly, and it will say your name. You've successfully got the badge for X course, let's say Introduction to Cybersecurity, and then it will say what that means. So you've got the Introduction to Cybersecurity badge, which means that you've learned X, Y, Z skills, and it means that you've completed the final assessment by getting over 70%. In terms of where you can showcase that, well, I guess the world is your oyster, but typically we see people maybe putting it on a LinkedIn profile if you have one of those. Also your CV, if you wanted to add it on there, or any applications that you do. As Andrew mentioned, it's a really fantastic way of showing that you stand out from the crowd. So you can mention that on any assessment, any assessments that you're going through and saying, I've got my badge and did this particular course.
And of course, you can share it on Facebook, you can share it on Instagram, and you can print it out and show your parents if that's what you really want to do as well. It's designed to be shown everywhere. Certificates are becoming less popular in the professional digital world, and now it is all about showing badges because universities and employers like to see your credentials, as they say, and like to see proof of lifelong learning. And even though you're on the start of your journey, this will help you in years to come in your digital portfolio, your digital resume, and show digital proof of your capability in this domain.
Absolutely. So looking ahead, as we've said, we've got the warm-up sprint and the bronze sprint still available if you want to do those. Those will not go away. But if you've done those sprints and you're ready for the next challenge, in January 2024, we will be launching the silver sprint. And then looking to future dates in 2024, the gold sprint will be coming in April, the platinum sprint in July, and then finally the championship sprint in October. As with the warm-up sprint and the bronze sprint still being available, it will be the same with these courses. So, if it comes to July and you haven't done the silver sprint yet, no worries, you can do that then. It's just this is the time that we'll be opening up these new sprints as you continue on the pathway.
It's important to understand the language. The higher the level, if you're thinking of Olympics, whether it's gold or platinum, is the more advanced and closer to cybersecurity professional you become. And that is what we're also saying, even though the championship sprint will be next October, we will be making the content available for a lot longer than that. So different people run the race at different speeds. And here, so long as you complete any of the sprints, you'll be a winner. If you complete all of the sprints, you will be working towards being prepared for the cybersecurity technician certification. But we'll be talking more about that in the future as well, won't we, Elizabeth?
Yeah, and in addition to all of these sprints and courses, we will obviously be continuing to run these webinars, bringing in leading women in cybersecurity, both some of the lecturers who you've met already, like Bryony, Elaine, Rebecca, Nicole, and others, and also some women from industry as well to talk about what working in cybersecurity or tech is all about. So stay tuned for more additional support and insight into what the world of cybersecurity is like. And I think that's all from me, Andrew. Anything else on your end?
Thank you very much for spending the time with us, Elizabeth, and take care, everybody else, and happy hunting and happy studies.